at this here Korea versus China, round of 16 in the women's singles division.
Assisté par Attila Petovani de la Hongrie from Hungary.
In the picture, we have one of the two contestants here, contenders, more the word here, suitable, Liu Shiwen from China, the world-ranked #2 player, 21 years old she is. Semi-finalist of the World Championships 2011 and 2009. She'll be looking no doubt to repeat that in this tournament if possible. Won the World Cup in 2012 as well as 2009 and won the World Tour Grand Finals in Hangzhou in 2012. And she's playing on the side of the table here in the darker shirt from Korea. So Hyowon, 25 years old, world ranked at 21 at the moment. Another defensive player again here. Getting into the habit of commentating on defenders. Quarter-finalist of the Qatar Open 2013 as well as the Hungarian Open 2012. Won the Korean Open in 2013. Earlier this year, I had the honor of attending that firsthand. Once again, joining me, Gavin Ramge, professional player from Scotland. Gavin, thanks again for being here. Any predictions?
I'm not going to be sitting on the fence here. I'm definitely going to go for a China win. What about you, Seb?
That's a bit effortless, isn't it? Of course, Liu Shiwen, as far as world rankings are concerned, is the favorited player here. She can play on a near flawless level even, but she has had quite a few problems with defensive players in the past. On the other side of the table, of course, Korean women, a huge tradition of very good defensive players. So Hyowon is among them. I think it's a safe bet to say that Liu Shiwen will win this, but why not go for the underdog this time? My money's on So Hyowon.
First game, suit serve.
I already lost a lot of coffees here to, among others, Don Parker for betting on the wrong horse, but we'll see. Best of 7 games, as usual, ladies and gentlemen.
I suppose in recent years, one of the dominant Korean choppers is Kim Kyung-ah, who's been there and thereabouts in the top 5 in the women's game. She's getting a little bit older now, though. It's difficult to stay at the top echelons of the game.
So Hyowon earlier was left out of the national team of Korea for not having the results to justify her being in it, and look how she's repaid the critics here. Remaining in the World Champions, winning the Korean Open in front of a home crowd to boot. She beat Kasumi Ishikawa in the finals. Has brought her up in the world rankings by 10 ranks, now at 21.
We can see as well the Chinese player quite compact in the way that she hits the ball. But Liu Shiwen, difficult to generate a huge amount of pace from a shortened technique like that. When the elbow is quite close to the side of the body, difficult to generate that big change in pace.
And I'm sure we will be seeing a lot of this here. So you won quite a spectacular player. Can attack in a magnificent way if she has to. And she'll be looking for that opportunity too. She cannot be content in just defending. That does not work against the player of the format of Liu Shiwen. Great length too.
Last ball kicking like a mule.
Exactly, look how she hit that under the table as well, as we see in the next one coming up here. Disguising that there was still a lot of topspin on the ball from the topspin from Liu Shiwen.
It's been fascinating so far. And, well, this is the second match that we've commentated now in the women's singles 4th round. There's so many innovative serves, throwing the ball up high, backhand serves, forehand serves from different places of the table. Asking your opponent questions and receive, that's always important.
And no matter the outcome of this game, I can already tell Liu Shiwen will have her work cut out for her. She has to work hard for indeed every point, although she's leading, quite comfortably so even, 7-4. Of course, in a best-of-7 situation, especially against a defensive player, the first game not that indicative of the outcome. Sometimes, as a defensive player, you have to take your time and get used to the topspin, the way the ball bounces on the table from your opponent. Of course, especially against Liu Shiwen, you don't have that much time to adjust. She's quite prepared for this, as we see here. Great choice to just push that back on the parallel.
It is wonderful to see, though, a woman ranked just outside the top 20. The strength and depth now in the women's game over the last 5 or 10 years. It's really gone up, gone through the roof, in fact.
First game, though, quite easily won by Liu Shiwen. Score is 11-4. She now leads 1-0. Here we go, second game. Round of 16 at the World Championships. That was a good serve from Liu Shiwen, masking the spin. So Hyowon lifted what she thought was backspin. It was not backspin on the serve at all. Was in turn easy prey for that smash.
And you spoke in the last match that we commentated on, Seb, about Feng Tianwei not being able to arc the ball, move the ball out to the flanks. Liu Shiwen has demonstrated that in the early exchanges. So that means that her Korean opponent is going to have to cover even more ground as this match develops.
Sure, so Hyowon will be prepared for that. Korean women are indeed well known for their spectacular footwork, and wow, did she bring that back to the table or what? Of course, that clipped here at the side of the net. Excuse me, side of the table was that, but nonetheless counts. 3-2 for the 25-year-old from Korea.
Once you make your opponent start to doubt themselves, you definitely have a very strong foothold in any match. Whether that's quantity of spin, maybe speed.
Championne du monde en titre. Elle rencontre la Coréenne from Korea, Republic, Park Seong-gi.
Fascinated with this service action.
L'Espagnol from Spain, Fernando Oteo, sera assisté de la France, Donatien de Haute-Club.
High toss backhand serve, indeed quite unusual, you're right. Many opponents have had their problems with that. There's a lot of spin on the ball. Liu Shiwen now in the lead by 1 point.
It's always amazing how quickly the Chinese players can turn round from losing. You take your foot off the gas, the players from China can suddenly win 4, 5, 6 points on the bounce. Very, very difficult to stay with them then.
Absolutely right. That has been one of the hallmarks of the Chinese players. They very rarely leave out these opportunities to score. If you give them the chance, they will take it. You can count on that. That is why you just cannot afford to make any easy mistakes, to leave out your chances to score a point. As we've seen here, 4-2 makes 5-8 now.
Lovely hand there, keeping it nice and high. Soft, just using the spin, caressing the ball back. We'll see that just jumping in front of Liu Shiwen.
This is the strength of So Hyowon. She's a fighter. She keeps this positive attitude about her game all the time. And she's used to playing her best when trailing behind. Well done, Liu Shiwen. Talk about wide angles here.
Let's watch how early she takes that. Bang, it's away.
Nicely done. Liu Shiwen, such a great player here. Just waited for So Hyowon to make one step into the wrong direction here, and then don't want to say bang again, but indeed bang. 10-7. 3 game points, Liu Shiwen. Only one needed though. 11-7. 2 games to 0 up. The world ranked number 2 player from China, Liu Shiwen.
Third game, suit, serve, level.
Doesn't get much better than that. Straight away, Liu Shiwen adding variation to her game. Down one flank, down the other, cross court, down the lines. Very, very talented.
Good serve. As I've said, this is the strength of So Hyowon, especially that backhand serve. She generates so much spin with the wrist movement. And look how she fights, but it just seems it's not enough against Liu Shiwen. What she's missing is the right length of the ball. All fall a bit short, in my opinion.
Ball brushing the net twice in that rally. Just slightly affecting Liu Shiwen's timing. But a positive little nod of the head. She's ready to battle on.
Once again, direct point on the serve. A bit lucky here. Ball clipped the edge of the table and more or less just trickled over. Completely changed the trajectory of the ball. 4-2 now for the Korean.
She's looking there to send in a no-spin chop. A wise choice. really incredible. That's
Absolutely.
must be a 20, 30 shot rally.
I mean, she was involved, So Hyowon, that is, in what has been coined as the rally of the year 2013 so far in the finals of the Korean Open. This 3-minute exchange between her and Kasumi Ishikawa, everything switching back and forth from defense to offense. That was amazing. She can do this, but she's now lost the lead and forced even a timeout, Liu Shiwen, from the Korean coach. Which is Yeonam Kyu, if I'm not mistaken. Might have to see a close-up here. Very experienced player himself. Table tennis legend in Korea even. Well, we see this slow motion study here of Liu Shiwen. So precise in her movements. We've said that yesterday, Gavin. No doubt stemming from hours and hours of repetition against defensive chops, against backspin.
If you practice enough, you won't doubt your technique.
4-5.
That's why we put in the hours, 5, 6 hours a day as a professional player.
5-all.
And she has now finally found the length in her chops. You can see them all bouncing on the white line.
It really is poetry in motion.
Very well said from the Braveheart. And that was clearly the opportunity for So Hyowon to attack. Was a bit late to the party, if you ask me. A couple of steps missing. Give her an E for effort, though that is not a countable result.
7-6.
Well
7-all.
constructed point from Liu Shiwen. Didn't panic. Not easy when it gets to 6-7 all. To stay as patient as that. But that's why she's one of the top players in the world.
Ah, 8-7. Ah,
7-9, and we come back to this situation against the top Chinese player here. Couple of opportunities left out, couple of balls, a little late on the timing. And like this, Liu Shiwen overtakes So Hyowon. Now even game points, 3 in a row. To build on that lead here to a 3-0. And what a comfortable position she will be in if that indeed happens. What an angle, especially on that backhand topspin, ladies and gentlemen. 11-7 is the score of this third game. Liu Shiwen leading 3 games to 0.
Time. Fourth game, Liu to serve.
Back in the action, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are at the World Championships 2013. Round of 16 in the women's singles division. Liu Shiwen, number 2 ranked in the world from China, is facing SEO Hyowon, number 21 from the Republic of Korea. And it is 3-0 in this best of 7 game. So very comfortable here.
1-0.
That cushion that Liu Shiwen has worked herself up in. Only 1 game remaining. Gavin, I'm always thrown back by the number of birds here. No, that is really quite amazing. 3 or 4 birds flying around the whole day.
Just been having a look at that as well. I'm not quite sure it's a gaggle of geese. I think it's just 1 or 2 pigeons floating around. But yeah, definitely adds to the atmosphere in here.
Now, I'm told the correct term for crows is a murder of crows. Is that right?
That's very true.
2-all.
Gaggle of geese and a murder of crows. I mean, these top spins from Liu Shiwen, you really have to admire. Timing is perfect, the length is perfect, the speed, the spin, everything is right in that shot.
You have the option when you're playing against defense to take the ball at point 1, which is very, very early, right off the bounce. Point 2 slightly later at the white line, and possibly point 3, which is nearer the floor, and you can throw the ball up with spin. But her execution, decision making, absolutely flawless today.
Missed by so little. Once again, that great angle from the backhand. Seems to be a speciality of women's table tennis. So we've seen this quite a number of times. Steep angle in the backhand topspin. And this is again becoming a question of feeling comfortable, of momentum here. Liu Shiwen, she's hitting everything left and right at the moment. Timeout is gone for SEO Hyowon. What can she still do in this match?
Some amazing retrieval skills, but just not good enough. I feel against the best Chinese in the world, you have to take your game to them as well. You have to try and mix it in the attack as well, like she's doing there.
Wow. once she gets going, once she starts setting these rallies up with the forehand topspin, she has a score, a track record of, I think, about 99% or so. Very rarely I've seen her in this match missing at all.
8-4.
So Hyowon is falling apart here. 8-4, 3-0. What a tight grip Liu Shiwen has on this game.
8-5.
Liu Shiwen, so confident at the moment that she can even play into SEO's wings. Very comfortable with the spin that's coming back. She's reading every single one of them.
And even in these rallies where So Hyowon finally manages to create the opportunity to attack, everything's coming back at the moment. 5 match points, Liu Shiwen. 1 needed.
7-5.
What a game, ladies and gentlemen. Unstoppable Liu Shiwen in this match. Earned herself a game in the quarterfinals of the World Championships 2013 by winning against So Hyowon from the Republic of Korea. 11-4, 11-7, 11-7 and 11-5. That makes for a 4-0 victory. Smooth sailing for her into the quarters. Great game.